Welcome back to UK Coin. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of US half-dollar coins. These coins are more than just pieces of metal. They're tiny time capsules, each telling a story about its era, design, and value in today's collector market. Let's begin by exploring the 1971 half-dollar. First up, the 1971 half-dollar holds a special place in US coinage history. This year marked the first time the half-dollar was minted without any silver content, following the Coinage Act of 1965. Before this, half-dollars contained 40% silver, but the 1971 coin transitioned to a copper-nickel-clad composition. This change was largely due to the rising costs of silver and the need for the US Mint to produce coins more economically. The result was a durable coin made from an outer layer of copper-nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. The design of the 1971 half-dollar features the iconic profile of John F. Kennedy, created by sculptors Gilroy Roberts and Frank Gasparro. Roberts designed the obverse, which shows a striking portrait of Kennedy facing left. This image was originally created for a presidential medal and was adapted for the half-dollar after Kennedy's assassination in 1963. The reverse, designed by Gasparro, features the presidential seal with an eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch surrounded by 50 stars. This design symbolizes strength and peace, echoing Kennedy's ideals. In 1971, the US Mint produced the half-dollar in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia and Denver coins were intended for circulation, while the San Francisco coins were proof strikes. A total of 302 million half-dollars were minted that year, making the 1971 half-dollar relatively common. However, proof versions from San Francisco, with their mirror-like finishes and sharper details, are particularly sought after by collectors. When it comes to market value, most 1971 half-dollars are worth face value if they've been circulated, due to their high mintage and lack of silver content. However, uncirculated coins, or those with a high grade from a grading service like PCGS or NGC, can command higher prices, often ranging from $3 to $10. Proof coins, especially in pristine condition, can be worth even more, sometimes fetching $20 or more depending on the demand and quality. Errors and varieties add an exciting dimension to the 1971 half-dollar. Some examples include coins struck on wrong planchettes, double D obverses, and off-center strikes. These errors are relatively rare, but when found, they can significantly increase the coin's value. For instance, a double D obverse error can be worth hundreds of dollars depending on its clarity and grade. Collectors value the 1971 half-dollar for its historical significance and as the beginning of the copper-nickel-clad series. While it might not contain silver, it's an accessible coin for beginners and a staple for those building a complete Kennedy half-dollar collection. Its design, coupled with its place in numismatic history, makes it a must-have. Next, moving on to the 1985 half-dollar, we find ourselves in a period of stability for US coinage. By this time, the Kennedy half-dollar had been in circulation for over 2 decades. The 1985 half-dollar retained the copper-nickel-clad composition introduced in 1971, continuing the trend of durable and cost-efficient coinage. While the design remained the same, featuring Kennedy's profile on the obverse and the presidential seal on the reverse, the context in which this coin was minted offers insight into its significance. The US Mint produced the 1985 half-dollar at its Philadelphia and Denver facilities. No proof coins were struck in San Francisco that year, as proof production was focused on other denominations. The combined mintage for the year was relatively modest compared to earlier decades, with approximately 33 million coins minted in Philadelphia and 19 million in Denver. This lower mintage adds a slight scarcity factor to the 1985 half-dollar, particularly for those seeking coins in high grades. In terms of market value, circulated 1985 half-dollars are generally worth their face value due to their high availability and lack of precious metal content. However, uncirculated coins in mint condition, particularly those with a high grade, can fetch prices ranging from $5 to $15. Collectors often seek out these coins to complete their Kennedy half-dollar sets, especially in high grades. While the 1985 half-dollar doesn't boast many notable errors, a few varieties have been documented. These include minor die cracks, misaligned dies, and occasional off-center strikes. Such errors are not as dramatic as those seen in earlier or later years, but they can still attract interest from niche collectors. The 1985 half dollar is valued for its role as a steady workhorse of U.S. coinage during the mid-1980s. It reflects a time when the Kennedy half dollar was firmly entrenched in American numismatic culture, and its enduring design continued to honor a beloved president. For collectors, it's a reminder of the coin's longevity and its place in everyday commerce. Next, we turn to the 1992 half dollar, a coin minted during a time of innovation and modernization at the U.S. Mint. By 1992, the Kennedy half dollar was nearly 30 years old, and while it was no longer widely used in everyday transactions, it remained a popular choice for collectors. The 1992 half dollar continued the copper-nickel-clad composition for circulation, strikes, but also marked a special milestone for collectors, the introduction of the silver-proof set. The U.S. Mint produced the 1992 half dollar at its Philadelphia and Denver facilities for circulation and at San Francisco for proof coins. The regular mintage numbers were modest, with about 17 million coins struck in Philadelphia and 19 million in Denver. The San Francisco Mint produced both standard proof coins and, for the first time since 1964, 90% silver-proof coins as part of the silver-proof set. These silver proofs, with their high silver content and stunning finishes, quickly became highly desirable among collectors. Circulated 1992 half dollars are generally worth face value, but uncirculated and proof coins can command higher prices. Standard proof coins from San Francisco typically sell for $5 or $10, while silver proof coins can fetch $20 to $50 or more, depending on their condition and the demand. The silver content alone adds intrinsic value to these coins, making them an attractive option for both collectors and investors. Errors on the 1992 half dollar are relatively uncommon, but can include minor die variations, such as doubled dies or die cracks. These errors, while not as celebrated as major varieties, still hold appeal for error coin enthusiasts and can add a premium to the coin's value. The 1992 half dollar represents a turning point in the Kennedy series. The introduction of the silver-proof set reinvigorated interest in the coin, appealing to a new generation of collectors. Its blend of historical design, modern minting techniques, and the option for silver content make it a standout year in the series. Next, the 1993 half dollar comes from an era when the Kennedy half dollar had largely transitioned out of everyday circulation. By this time, the coin was primarily minted to meet the demands of collectors, rather than for use in commerce. This shift was due to a combination of factors, including the public's preference for smaller denominations like quarters and the increasing use of electronic payments. Despite this, the 1993 half dollar continued the proud tradition of honoring John F. Kennedy, one of the most beloved U.S. presidents. The design of the 1993 half dollar remains consistent with earlier coins in the series. The obverse features a striking left-facing profile of Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts, while the reverse, created by Frank Gasparo, depicts the presidential seal. The intricate details of the eagle, olive branch, arrows, and surrounding stars make this design one of the most iconic in U.S. coinage history. The consistent use of this design underscores its timeless appeal and the enduring respect for Kennedy's legacy. In 1993, the U.S. Mint struck Kennedy half dollars at 3 facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia and Denver produced circulation strikes, though most of these coins went directly to Federal Reserve storage rather than entering circulation. The mintage numbers for 1993 were relatively low, with approximately 15.5 million coins struck in Philadelphia and 23 million in Denver. Meanwhile, the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins with a total mintage of about 3.4 million. These proof coins, known for their mirror-like surfaces and sharp details, are particularly prized by collectors. The market value of the 1993 half dollar depends on its condition and type. Circulated coins are typically worth their face value due to their high mintage and lack of precious metal content. However, uncirculated coins in mint condition can fetch $5 to $10, while proof coins from San Francisco often sell for $10 to $20. Collectors seeking the highest grades certified by PCGS or NGC may pay a premium, especially for coins with perfect or near-perfect ratings. Eras and varieties are a key area of interest for many numismatists, and the 1993 half dollar is no exception. While major errors are relatively rare, some examples include die cracks, off-center strikes, and doubled dies. These errors, though uncommon, can significantly increase a coin's value, making them a sought-after addition to any collection. The 1993 half dollar holds a special place in the Kennedy series as a coin produced during a period of transition. Its low mintage numbers, especially compared to earlier decades, make it an intriguing piece for collectors. Whether as part of a complete set or as an individual specimen, the 1993 half dollar is a worthy addition to any collection. Next, now let's turn our attention to the 2001 half dollar. By this time, the Kennedy half dollar had firmly established itself as a collector's coin. Like the 1993 half dollar, most of the 2001 coins were not released into circulation, but instead produced to satisfy collector demand. This trend highlights the enduring popularity of the Kennedy series, even as the coin's practical use in commerce continued to decline. The design of the 2001 half dollar remains unchanged from previous years. The obverse features Kennedy's portrait, capturing his youthful energy and optimism, while the reverse depicts the presidential seal, a symbol of strength and unity. These designs, crafted by Roberts and Gasparro, have stood the test of time, resonating with collectors for their artistry and symbolism. In 2001, the U.S. Mint produced Kennedy half dollars at 2 facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. The mintage numbers were relatively low, with around 21.2 million coins struck in Philadelphia and 19.5 million in Denver. These coins were primarily sold in mint sets and rolls, making them easily accessible to collectors. No circulation strikes were widely distributed, emphasizing the coin's status as a collectible item. Proof versions of the 2001 half dollar were struck at the San Francisco Mint, with a mintage of approximately 3.1 million. These coins were included in the U.S. Mint's annual proof sets, which were highly popular among collectors. The proof coins are notable for their deep cameo finish, a striking contrast between the frosted design elements and the mirrored background. In terms of market value, circulated 2001 half dollars are generally worth their face value due to their lack of precious metal content and relatively high availability. However, uncirculated coins and proof coins can command higher prices. Uncirculated coins in pristine condition may sell for $3 to $10, while proof coins often range from $10 to $20. Coins graded at the highest levels by PCGS or NGC can fetch even higher prices, particularly among collectors striving for top-quality examples. Errors and varieties on the 2001 half dollar are not as common as in earlier years, but they do exist. Examples include minor die cracks, off-center strikes, and occasional doubled dies. These errors are of particular interest to error coin enthusiasts, who value their uniqueness and the stories they tell about the minting process. The 2001 half dollar exemplifies the Kennedy series' evolution into a collector-featured coin. Its low mintage, beautiful design, and availability in mint and proof sets make it a staple for numismatists. Whether you're building a complete set of Kennedy half dollars or simply appreciating the artistry and history of this iconic series, the 2001 half dollar is a coin worth owning. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of these fascinating coins. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more insights into the world of coins. See you in the next video.